I sold my Lamborghini today and I asked myself, did it bring me happiness? Did the money buy me happiness? And thinking about it, the answer is a lot more complex, but not to make this a video that's dragged on. If you made me choose and it's a simple binary answer of yes or no, the answer is yes, but let me explain. Now, this is day 3 of start. Today I came up at zero point 0.4 pounds dropped, fantastic. But with that being said about my weight loss, the way I can give you is a juxtaposition. And before I go into that, I just want to give you guys context on who I am. My name is Michael. I was born in Cuba. As you guys know, Cuba is not doing so hot, not a country of wealth, and I'm half Namibian. It's a small country of 3 million people. I was not born in wealth. I am the first millionaire in my family, and all of my success was self-made, and I documented it all here on YouTube. And I say that to tell you that number one, I took this picture in front of my dream Lamborghini when I was in high school, and I was just like, man, maybe this is the closest I'll ever get to this car. I'll never know what the inside of it looks like. And the first Lamborghini I ever got into was my own. And I say that to say that a kid from Cuba, half Namibian, could do it, then so can you. I have no special trait, but what I have the trade off is being able to be persistent. Just look at these videos I've been uploading. I will continue going. I'll reach the goal. I will never give up. And why I say yes, the Lamborghini brought me happiness, because much like bodybuilding, if you've ever stepped on stage or thought about stepping on stage, you spend 4 months of dieting, training, being hungry, maybe sometimes even not being able to have sex because you're so low energy and low T. And you get into the shape of your life there where everyone is congratulating you, and you prep for 10 minutes on stage. You spend 4 months to a year so you could spend 10 minutes on stage and for a little trophy that you're going to put in the closet. And the value of that stepping on stage doesn't exist in the trophy, but it exists in the journey. And that journey brought me happiness. And that journey allowed me to be the man that I am today. And the same applies with the Lamborghini. The Lamborghini itself, of course, it brought me happiness. And I'll talk more about those vanity things in a little bit. But it was more about the man I had to become to be able to afford and own that Lamborghini. The sweat, the tears, the pain, the joy, the experience of driving that car is where all the value lies. And that's the message here. The answer is yes, money does buy happiness. But the true happiness lies within pouring into yourself consistently through that journey, and essentially the item at the end is just the token that you achieved. It's like when you play a game and you get to the end credits. The fun part was the game. And the fun part, to me, the funnest part was actually getting to being able to own that Lamborghini. And I share that with you to say that if any of you right now are struggling, you have dreams, you don't know where to go next, you're uncertain about your life, you're going through a breakup, everything feels like it's lost. My brother, my sister, it is part of the game. And that is actually the most important part of your story, because you will get to tell a story just like this one day. The only job you have is to put one foot in front of the other. That's it. That's all you have to do. The moment you feel like giving up, all you need to do is put one foot in front of the other, and you will get what you desire. That's it. That's the only difference between someone who has a Lambo and someone who doesn't. And you will get to a dead end. You'll get to dead ends. You'll fail. I had like clothing business here and there. I remember trying to sell CDs in high school, trying to make money. I remember I worked with Gymshark. I worked with my protein. I was like, yeah, I'm going to become like David Layden, super famous. And that wasn't my avenue, but I just never gave up. And again, it was about who I became to be able to be the person who could own such a vehicle. And if we talk about if that car brought me happiness and does money buy you happiness, the simple answer is yes. Money does buy happiness. But as you go through the journey to attaining money, you first need to find happiness inside within yourself. And why I say that is that as I started getting in shape, I found love within myself because I saw myself in the mirror and I saw myself being able to manipulate my body. I saw myself change. I read more books. I invested in myself so much more during that process. I paid coaches to teach me. And the more I learned, the more I loved the man I was becoming, and the more happier I became. So now, with or without the Lamborghini, I am happy because of all the things I had to learn and become to have that. So that's why I say money buys happiness. And also, just to be truthful, and if you have medical bills or a problem comes or you're in a pinch, 99% of the time, money will solve that problem. If your phone gets stolen, just buy another one. If you know you fail at something, just pay and try again. So money does buy happiness, but it's the people who say money doesn't buy happiness are usually the people who have not truly attained it themselves or are in the journey to attain it and they felt like I'm never going to attain it. It's not what I need anyway, which is fine. That's fine too. But I do think that happiness you need to find within yourself first and within your journey of attaining these material possessions. And then the last thing I want to say is in my experience, a lot of people will say that, buying such things are a waste of money. I was taught this a very long time ago. There are three places you can put your money. Place number one, the smartest place, are your investments, stocks, bonds, crypto, collectibles, whatever you think is going to give you a greater return on that dollar. If you put $1 out, do you think the objective is that it gives you $1 back, $1 extra back, so $2. The second place you can put your money are experiences, travel, going to a theme park, going to Disneyland, going to dinner with your friends, watching a movie. These are all experiences. Doing skydiving. That's the second place, is experiences. And the third one are commodities, t-shirts, cars fall in that as well. But essentially these things that are, perishable, that there's many different versions of it. And the way I've gone about life is I am very happy investing in one and two. Commodities too. But with the Lamborghini, I saw that as an investment primarily. This is something a lot of people don't tell you, is that the Lamborghini opens so many doors that you would have never been able to open. My Lamborghini allowed me to hire some of my best teammates because it simply just proved I am who I say I am without needing to give you or trying to prove it to you. The Lamborghini got me many clients that they didn't need to, go and investigate. And if they're unsure, they just said, well, it looks like he knows what he's doing. And it's just how the world works. If you see someone in a suit and someone with torn clothing and they're about to give you medical advice, who are you going to take the medical advice from? It's just how the world works. So I see it as an investment, but most importantly, and this is the important part, what an experience it is to own that car and the feeling it gives you. Whenever you're in there, you feel powerful. You feel good. And I've always said this to so many people. I believe that, our last day is already written. And, when you're on your deathbed, you won't have the commodities. You won't have the material things. That's all very true. But the only thing you're going to have are the experiences and the memories. When you're laying there, and I was in a hospital, I worked in a hospital for years. And, it's common to say, do you remember? Or remember when? Or I miss this. And you cherish those memories. And those memories no one can ever take away. So I l- sometimes prefer investing in experiences over investments, because the investments you can't take with you. Of course, maintain what you have and build what you have, but the experiences are, for every dollar I put in that car, driving with my dogs and my wife, and you know, having conversations with her in that car and going different places, and you know, when we come out, everyone's like, who is this? When I step out, and that feeling my wife gets, the like, you feel good. And sometimes that's all you can have, is feel the feel of something. And that car made me feel amazing. I feel amazing already, but it's a different feeling. And I think for all of you watching this video, chase that feeling, because that's all you're going to remember on the last day, is how did you feel? You're not going to remember how much, like, the money in your bank account isn't going to matter, like the clothing you had, but how did you feel? And you want to be on your last day here and being like, damn, I lived good. I had a good life. And I think owning a car like that is so important. It's very good. It's a good story to tell. And I'll just end it here, is that I'm, you know, as a person, I love cars. I love cars. It's my thing. I love how they sound. I love how they go. I go to F1 events. It's like, it's always been my passion. So the moral of the story is, money does buy happiness. Chase that Lamborghini. Go for it. Get it. If you have the money for it, when you can afford it, get it. And if you don't have it yet, hustle for it. Because what's more valuable is going to be the person you become trying to attain that Lamborghini. You will become a better person. Granted, you do it by the book. And I promise you, at the end of it, even when you sell yours at some point, you will never trade the experiences you got in that car for anything. And that's my message, is yes, money does buy happiness. Chase the person you have to become to be able to afford those type of cars, and continuously make investments, or pour money into investments, which could also be yourself, right, in coaching, but also invest in experiences. And owning a Lamborghini is an experience. Cheers.